It's just a super quick video to show you how to stitch a steering wheel cover on your car. There's a lot of videos out there, but I feel like not many of them get a close-up view. So with the string you get, what's the fucking, I guess it's a thread, isn't it? With the thread you get, at the very end of it, tie a double knot. And then you want to just pick somewhere to start, doesn't really matter where. But you want to poke the needle from the inside out through one of these existing holes for the thread. Okay? Pull it all the way through, and then the knot on the end of the thread is going to stay on the inside. So that's your starting point. From then on, it's literally all you're doing. You have these hoops of thread here. You go under. And by the way, to thread the needle, you literally just do a double knot. You can see it there to keep it attached to the needle. So you pull that through. And let me tell you, you need to put at least 2 hours aside to do this. Because you can't drive anywhere until you've done it. Unless you want fucking thread and a needle flying around everywhere. It's always getting caught on shit like that. It's not too bad when you've got 2 hands free, but I'm filming. You pull that taut like that so you don't have a gap anywhere. And then you get your needle again. Again, it's a lot quicker with 2 hands. So there's your needle. I threw the whole lot round the back. So then you just look for the new loop, which looks to be about there. See that? Hopefully you can see that. Push that through. Pull it all the way through. It's fucking freezing as well. So this will be quite fun in the summer with the doors open. You've got a beer on the side. It's not so good when it's like 7 degrees. Pull that taut. And then you just literally do the same thing again. You go under it, throw the whole thing over, and then under the next one, under the next one, under the next one, all the way around. Until you get to these areas here. So here you do the same thing until it gets to the point where like this is too wide. Because you don't want to kind of create a massive gap between these two sides. So you get as close as you can. Using the method I was just showing you, and then you want to start looping under these bits only. So you go under and out, under one and out, under one and out, under one and out repeatedly. You can see where I've done it there. There's nothing on the other side. I stopped threading the other side around here. Maybe you'll see it, I don't know. So you just loop through these bits until you reach a point where you feel like you can pull this taut again without a massive gap. So for me, I probably shouldn't have threaded this bit here because that's a little bit long. Like I probably should have looped that through, and then maybe started there, but it doesn't really matter so much. And you can see it's all taut again around these areas. Oh, I'm being fucking cold now. Or whatever. So yeah, it still looks pretty decent. This bit is a bit flappy, but there's literally nothing you can do, to be fair, unless you want to stick a needle all the way through the wheel. But that will kind of just stay flat over time. But yeah, you get the gist. And when you come to the end of the whole thing, you're just going to tie another double or triple knot behind the needle, and then just pull that taut somewhere behind this bit so you don't see it. If that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But all in all, it's pretty easy. It's just very time consuming. If you are stuck for time, you can like thread through one of these, skip one, thread through another one, skip one, ad nauseum. That will pretty much halve your working time. But you're going to get half the stitches and probably half the grip on the wheel. So if you want it really tight so it's not going to move, this isn't good. This isn't rotating like at all. It feels like it's part of the wheel. if you want it like that, I'd recommend using every single one of these. Just prepare to settle down and be at it for a good few hours. I'm going to crack on, and then I'll splice on a little video at the end showing you the whole thing done. Cheers. Oh, and just a tip, to save yourself like breaking your own neck trying to go around the whole thing, just start the car if you got power steering, which I'm sure you do. Ooh, battery's going low because I've had these on the whole time. Anyway, yeah, rotate it down this way because you have way more light to work with using the map lights above. Way more light to work with, and you can really see how much you need to cinch it up closed. It just saves yourself breaking your neck, like trying to look up behind here where it's really difficult. So yeah, I'm going to leave the engine running a little bit because I think this car needs a new battery, and yeah, the LEDs, like all the lights are killing the battery. So I'll just leave it running, and it's going to help me get warm because, as you can see there, 6 degrees. Like, bruh. Anyway, I'm over halfway, so as you can see here, I'm approaching this this part. So I've looped it through the back there, and that's about as close as I can get it before the cover starts kind of splitting apart. I can cinch it up to a degree. That's about as tight as I dare get it without it snapping. So now, like I said, I'm going to loop it through these and come out the other end. Make sure it's cinched up tight, don't go nuts, because if you snap it, if you snap the thread that comes pre-installed on the cover, you're fucked. I don't know what you would do in that case. Yeah, I don't know what you would do. I guess you'd have to just leave a section unstitched. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on, and I'll show you. Well, I might do one now actually, if I can do it with one end, just so you get the idea. So that's pulled nice and tight. Good thing about this particular cover is once you've pulled it tight, it doesn't seem to undo. So get right under there, try not to poke through the actual fake ass leather. I'm happy with the cover itself, although I thought those dots were like holes that go into black leather. I didn't realise they would look white, so it looks a bit gay. But over time I guess they'll go grey and eventually black from the oils on your hands anyway. It's more about the feel of the cover, because I had one on my last car and it just really improves the driving feel, to be honest. So yeah, that's that. I don't know why I threaded it through the wheel that way, because it shouldn't be like that. Just getting preoccupied. Let me just pull that out. Yeah, so I've hooked that through there, and now I'm coming back out this way and back in that way. I really need to get a move on or it'll be dark, and I don't want to fuck about doing this in the dark, let me tell you. I'm right-handed as well, so it doesn't make it any easier. There we go. Pull that through. Keep it on the side of the wheel that's facing you. There's no need to throw it back through the wheel like I just did. Just you're staying on this side, innit? And if you pull it taut enough as you go, you won't need to go back and kind of increase the tension on each stitch, because it's got like a naturally grippy material under the cover anyway, so it doesn't really want to move. Just make sure you buy one that's appropriate for your wheel diameter. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going along. I'm going to try and hurry up because I'm about 3/4 of the way there and I want to do it before it's dark. So I'll check back in a few minutes. As you can see here, I've looped through these bits, and then when I got to the bit where the wheel goes narrow again, I got as far to this edge as I could before deciding to start crossing over back into this section. and you do need to pull it quite taut. Do it as much as you dare, but don't go nuts or it will snap. So from here on out, just this last bit to do, and then I'll tie it off. So to finish off, it's getting dark now, but went round here, and you might just be able to see there's like a few knots there. So I've cinched that up tight. Now I just need to shove it under there and out the way, because I went through the actual leather. So I went over here, then under, but through the actual leather as opposed to under the stitch, and then just got a few knots as tight as I possibly could and as close to the hole in the leather as I could. Now I'm just going to snip the end off and shove that down out the way, and there we go. So that's how it looks. If it was like a sports car or something, I'd just get it professionally recovered, like replace the factory leather with new leather, or just get a new wheel. But this is a Volvo S40 daily driver, so I'm not that fussed. I just wanted to hide the original leather, which was wearing out. But that is absolutely solid. Like, there's no horizontal twist whatsoever. These bits could be tighter, but again, it's kind of impossible. But as you drive in, you kind of drive like that, don't you, on these bits? It's not like you're having your fingers underneath them. And at the back, it feels tight and fine. Again, not a huge fan of the dots. I thought they would be like grey or black. That's how it looked on the listing. But either way, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. If I really can't stand it, I'll tear it off and get like a flat, plain black leather one. But all in all, what time is it? 7 o'clock. I started at about 4:30 with brakes, etc. I first degreased the wheel as well with 50% U-POL panel wipe, 50% water, just to clean off any oils, etc. But yeah, I look forward to driving it. It's definitely tighter than the one I did on my last car. I think it's just because I dared pull the stitches tighter than I did on that one. But yeah, hopefully this helps. Now it's just a case of snipping that off and using something blunt to like shove the knot underneath. I don't know, I'll find something, probably a key, that'll do. So yeah, there you go, the no bullshit method on how to stitch a wheel cover with instructions as opposed to lame stock music. Cheers.